Rosez was preparing for his big fight against Ian Gary at UFC Kansas City when something truly emotional happened. A man named Randy, who was going through a tough battle with esophageal cancer, reached out to Carlos through social media. Randy was losing his hair due to treatment and asked Carlos if he would shave his head in support. And without hesitation, Carlos said yes. He didn't think twice. That simple act of kindness meant the world.
The first time I played baseball, and now it's the first time I'm gonna shave some hair.
There you go,
bro.
there you go.
Huge honor for me, man. Huge honor for me. If it's painful, let me know, bro.
But today brought heartbreaking news. Carlos announced that Randy had passed away. He posted about it on his Instagram story with a message full of love and pain. He said, "Today we lost a guy from our team. Just want to say thank you to this guy for teaching me a lot of lessons during the week of my last fight. Also, thanks for all single word and energy you sent me. Brother, one of the best fighters I ever meet. And I'm not talking about fight in the cage. We are proud of you, bro. I fought so hard, now it's time to rest, Randy." Rest in peace, brother. It was a huge honor to meet that guy. I will never forget. Now, shifting to a whole different kind of fight, legal battle. Kevin Lee is ready to sue the GFL. He says they defamed him and tried to extort him. In a recent interview with SiriusXM, Kevin opened up and said, "These last maybe 12 months or so, we were in pretty heavy talks with GFL. They were supposed to be the new startup promotion. They were supposed to be the next big thing, and I got behind them pretty good. The talks were great, but there wasn't no action behind it." He added that he can't talk about all the details yet because things are now in legal hands, but he's suing for defamation and extortion. He feels the GFL used fighters like him to build hype and didn't follow through. Kevin isn't stuck in the past, though. He just signed with PFL and is set to fight Gazi Rabadanov at PFL 5 on June 20th. Gazi's no joke. He's on an 11-fight winning streak. Kevin said he's only focused on that now. That's exactly what it is, and that's all I'm focused on. I'm not focused on nothing else but that. He continued, "Even the last 6-7 months, that's all I've been focused on, is getting back up there and competing against a top lightweight. And this guy is that. Some people think that the UFC is the be-all end-all and those are the best fighters, but this guy's a very, very top competitor. Kevin's determined to prove everyone wrong. Once I go out there and I beat him on June 20th, I'm going to show that I'm still one of the best lightweights in the world." I feel like a lot of people have written me off. A lot of people either forget or they just write me off. They think, I don't know what they... But it doesn't really matter to me. I see people doubting me. I hope they continue to doubt me. I hope they continue to write me off, to not think about it, and I'm going to show them in a big way on June 20th when I go out there and stomp a lightweight that's been proving himself again and again. Once I stop him in the way that I can, I'm going to show that I'm still one of the top lightweights, just like I was a few years ago. Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen is noticing something odd. His YouTube views are going down whenever he talks about John Jones and Tom Aspinall. He thinks maybe the hype around that fight is starting to fade.
I've never in my life seen it's going the other way. This fight isn't getting headlines anymore. I can't make any money. As a guy that's on YouTube, I can't make money talking about this fight because I can't even get anybody to click on it. I come with a thumbnail and a photo, and even I come in with inside scoop. My numbers are going down, and I don't think that's anything that with the UFC and their abilities, I believe they could flip that script really quick. Yeah. I'm just sharing with you, as I study this sport, and I love to study from a little bit different perspective, I've never seen anything like this. And you use the word apathetic, maybe that's what it is. I have my own hypothesis, which is the audience is not convinced they're gonna get it. They don't want to get excited. They don't want to hear about it anymore because they just don't believe we can get that fight to the ring. Whether I'm right on that guess or not, I am right, and I can prove it by numbers that this fight is losing steam. There was a headlight on this last week, Ariel. I click and refresh the website, the elbows and the manias and the junkies all day long. When it popped up and I saw it, this story, John Jones, Tom Aspinall, side by side, was number 3. It had fallen to number 3. It couldn't even command the media for a day, not even for 3 hours of the day. It was the third story down, and I'm just sharing with you. You're completely right. This fight is getting smaller, not bigger.
Over in the lightweight division, Arman Sarukian has said he's ready to be a backup fighter for the Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira title fight at UFC 317. I am not sure if that's needed, but if they offer me that, I will definitely back it up. I will be ready. He's even flying back to the US just in case. He wants to be prepared in case someone gets injured. If the UFC asks me if I'm ready, I will say yes, absolutely positive. I'd say yes, I need to take chances now. Arman also addressed rumors that he ducked a fight. He said he got injured and the doctor didn't explain things properly. Some people still think I ducked that fight. Now I just need to get back on track. So I'm going to do whatever the UFC tells me to do. On another front, Joe Pyfer is feeling confident before his fight against Kelvin Gastelum this weekend. Speaking on the Believe You Me podcast, Joe said he thinks this fight is a layup for him. He believes he can beat Kelvin no matter where the fight goes.
You know, I get to fight in the best organization in the world, and all I have to worry about is me, man. Like, at the end of the day, I think this fight is a layup for me, and I just need to be focused for 15 minutes, and I'll outclass this dude anywhere. You know, I know he's a vet, and I know he's tough, but I can beat his for 15 minutes. I'm not just a one-trick pony. I'm not just a one-style guy. Like, I can grapple. I think it's underrated. And I think a lot of his film prep is going to be off my Jack Hermanson fight, where I had walking pneumonia the whole camp, and then I had 2 staph infections, antibiotics. Like, I could go on with what wasn't right. You know, it was my first new contract, and I needed money. I couldn't say no to my first main event. And, you know, whatever. I lost a 5-round fight, and it's not like I got finished. I didn't get rocked. So I think if he comes out and his style is to try to wrestle me and get me tired, like, bro, I'm ready for anything this weekend. So I'm just thankful I have the opportunity and I get to actually fight a guy like KG. I have no ill will towards him, but, you know, I'm not a stepping stone, and I'm not one of these kids that doesn't believe in himself. So I know I got the bigger power, and I just need to stay focused. That's it. 15 minutes of hell, that's all.
Demetrius Johnson shared some insight into how Ilia Topuria might be beaten. On Tim Welch's YouTube channel, DJ broke it down. He's very good at that range. Slow check, and then boom, 5-punch combinations. But once somebody gets him in the clinch, that's where we'll see what happens. Demetrius added that if Charles Oliveira can grab that clinch, he could change the whole game. He can go body, head, but when he does that, you can still catch him with a knee, so it's a give and take. If DJ was fighting Ilia himself, he said he'd go for the clinch. Outside, he hits too hard. If I shoot, he might defend and try to take me down. What would he do in the clinch? I want to see what he would do. Henry Cejudo also chimed in on a potential rematch between Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley. Henry thinks it'll probably go the same way as the first Merab by decision. He doesn't fully count Sean out, but he's clearly leaning toward Merab.
Yeah, Merab's gas tank is just different, bro. And I personally feel like his level changes. He has to fight the same fight, but just stay away from the right hand. Stay away from that front kick. And he's good. If he can protect his body, keep his hands up, it's a fight that only Merab could lose. But this is MMA, bro. And if they're giving Sean another opportunity after getting 50-45, I mean, he does have a chance. He does have a chance. He doesn't have to go through Corey Sandhagen. He doesn't have to go through, you know, the top 5 divisions to get back to the title. You know what I'm saying? So this is just, you know, he's getting a little silver platter. But could he do it? Could he get the job done? Of course. He's gonna have to do it within those first 2. If he doesn't, it's gonna be the exact same fight. And Merab's confidence of knowing what he could do to him and take him down is just there. So for that reason, I have Merab Dvalishvili via decision, all 5 rounds, 50-45.
Speaking of Merab, he talked about what he's done differently in this training camp compared to when he last fought Sean. He said he's added some new tools to his game, but the interesting part, he's not watching any of Sean's old fights this time.
Right. For real,
yes.
You know?
I did added some new things in my game, and either in striking or grappling opinion, and I'm still trying to get better everywhere. And I think like I'm much better fighter now, and like nothing, like I don't change nothing crazy, like not even my diet or something. Like, you know, I always say after the fight, like, oh, I'm gonna like do like new way, like diet weight cut, but I'm still doing it all the way. My weight cut starts actually from now, you know, and And yeah, nothing specific, but yeah, I have to. One thing what I missed this camp, I wasn't watching his like fights much, you know. First fight I studied him, so now this time like tonight I think if I have moment time, you know, I'm gonna go watch. I have to, you know, but you know, some family member call you and then and then it's a sleep time and
it's busy, man. Champ life is busy, brother. I trust you. I know. I know how it goes.
Yeah, last week I did like this week I did like 7 Zoom interview and then media day and yeah, who else? Mike Bisping interview and then, you know, like, you know, some stuff.
Sean Strickland made a bold choice too. He turned down a fight with Kyoji Horiguchi, but Sean's got other names in mind. He says he's down to fight either Renier Derrida or Robert Whittaker next.
Can you tell the people when you're fighting next, or no, you can't announce that yet?
So they offered me to fight one of my friends.
Okay.
And I think we both kind of collectively said no.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, it'd be one thing if he just like was a, you know, a but like he has a wife, a kid, like, you know, you want to talk about the men you respect. He's somebody I respect as a man. So it's like, now I was telling Mitch, like at a press conference, what do you want me to say? Hey, you dirty Brazilian, man, like, sees your family's doing well, like, am I invited to the birthday party? So
Wait, is it Alex?
No, it was Kyle.
Oh,
but those fights are just hard, dude, because you're like, I mean, like, you got a wife, you got a kid, who I personally know, who I like.
Kyle's a cool guy.
He's such a cool guy.
He really is.
Like,
he shows a lot of love to me a lot, so super nice, super genuine.
yeah, bro, he's a really nice guy. So it's one of those things where it's like, do I really want?
So when you fight your next fight, it's gotta be someone you really don't respect.
Not even that, bro. It's more of like, I just want to be. It could be anyone. It could be RDR. It could be bigger. It could be anybody. I just don't want it to be.
And now let's talk about the big names. Conor McGregor has responded to a video where Sean O'Malley was watching Conor's legendary rematch against Nate Diaz. This was ahead of UFC 316. Sean posted it on YouTube and Conor shared it on X, formerly Twitter. Conor wrote, "Very excited for this match." And finally, Tom Aspinall is addressing the comparisons people keep making between him and Michael Chandler. People are saying Tom is waiting around just like Chandler did for Conor, but Tom isn't having any of that. Talking to ESPN, Tom made it clear, "I've seen a lot of people comparing me to Michael Chandler. He waited a long time for Conor McGregor. I'm not waiting for one fight. I'm not trying to fight one guy. I'm trying to fight all the guys. I'm trying to be the guy at heavyweight who takes out everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Cyril Gane, Volkov rematch, Almeida, Derek Lewis, Brock Lesnar, whoever it is." He shut the talk down about John Jones too. Let's not talk about John Jones anymore. I'm the active guy. I'm going to fight somebody, and that's going to be announced pretty soon.